Downtown's also home to those places that have been a part of their story for decades. One of those places is here at the Tap, which is celebrating their 70th anniversary. They've actually seen downtown grow through the different generations that have come. We're going to go ahead and talk to Charlene, one of the owners here at the Tap. Joined with us, we have Charlene Soule, owner of the Tap. We're going to learn a little bit more about the 70-year anniversary they're going to be celebrating very soon. This year, an incredible year. Charlene, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me to do this. I'm honored.
Awesome. So let's just get started. So 70 years, that's a huge milestone. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Tap?
Well, my father started this business in 1956. He kind of gave me that date because he couldn't remember when I did ask him. But so he guessed more or less 1956. And he started this business because him and his partner at the time, back in the day, they owned all the bar businesses downtown.
Wow.
And it became popular and big business when Fort Bliss would bus all their soldiers downtown, and they would, so that they would have on their leave. And that's how this whole thing evolved. My dad and his partner owned all the bars downtown. They had like a monopoly, you would say, of all of the bar business. And then when they split up, my dad kept this place, the Tap, and he kept a place across the street called the Le Carlo, where now the electric company building is. Now, it wasn't there before, but yeah, so when they bought out that land, well, that got torn down, and then he just concentrated here.
Awesome,
Yes.
that's amazing. Like you really can't find anywhere else in El Paso like a bar like this. So it's absolutely
Lots
beautiful.
of times, it's funny you say that because even me or myself, my friends, or we go, well, let's go somewhere. Where do you want to go? Well, get me away from work for a little while. Let's go somewhere like the Tap, somewhere around town. And we say, they're like, well, there isn't anywhere like the Tap. And everybody has, there's great places around town. It's just not everybody's individual, and there's just nothing like the Tap.
Yeah, I definitely recommend stopping by. I actually had the nachos not too long ago, so absolutely delicious, by the way. So speaking on that, what is something that you would recommend to someone that it's their first time ever stopping by the Tap? What is something they have to try?
Well, of course, it would be the nachos, because those are nachos, the way we prepare them and the way we present them is an invention of, not an invention, but the way my dad put them together. Because he put them together with his love of sharing of food. And that's how he kind of put it together. We would sell burritos, or he would sell burritos at the time. And when the meat was fresh off the stove, he would put tostadas, and like the tostada, and he would put beans in the meat. And then he would start sharing with the people. Because the meat was fresh off the stove.
And it is something that you do have to share, because that plate is massive. Like it's a lot.
So he would start putting them on plates, because the meat, and he'd have a few customers in the morning when the meat was off the stove, and he'd start sharing them. And then when they started, well, we want another plate with the way you gave it to us the other day, and we want and that's how it got originated. So when a lot of people come, they think, oh, nachos, the nachos where they pile and they're high, and and those are good, but ours are not like that, because ours were meant for individual, and we prepare each tostada individually. And so people are kind of they're surprised when they see them that way, that they're not just piled high, and that every chip has means cheese, meat, and it's not just one does and one doesn't.
I can attest to that 100%. Every single bite, you get a little bit of everything.
You get a little bit of everything.
Absolutely delicious. So as the Tap has evolved, how has it kept its identity since 1956?
Well, there's two things that keep the identity here, and one was a promise that I made when I took over the business, when my dad offered it to me after much trial and tribulation on his part, and much begging and kicking and screaming on mine. Well, one of them was never to change it. That was the promise. It says you can keep it and you can have it, but you have to promise not to change it. So we've never changed it, or I've never changed it. That's why the walls, the tables, the pictures, we just don't change them. I clean them and I fix them, but we don't change them. And nothing's been changed. Another thing is consistency. We're always here. We're open 7 days a week, 365, except for 1 week out of the year, that a tradition I started, that my employees deserve a vacation. And that's it. But we're consistency. We're here. and we're open, and good days, bad days, COVID or no COVID, when you let us open, we were open. When you didn't let us, if you let us open for 2 hours, we were open for 2 hours. If you let us serve to go, we served to go. So consistency has been the key.
And that's what keeps downtown, the tap, such a staple here in downtown.
Right.
So thank you so much for being a part of that legacy. So
No,
let's talk a
thank
little
you.
bit about what we have coming up. The Budweiser, they're also celebrating their 150th anniversary. So tell me a little bit about that celebration.
Yes, so Budweiser is celebrating, like you said, their 150 years of Budweiser, and L&F is the distributor, is a staple now that provides the Budweiser here in town. The collaboration between the two, and I was honored and just jaw dropped when they told me that they picked us, they picked the tap to commemorate their 150-year celebration here in El Paso to bring in the Clydesdales. And the Clydesdales is it's just a massive event, and how they were able to put it together, and a big thanks to the DMD that I know was instrumental in putting this together downtown, because it involves street closures and permits and all those things that it involves. Because I know I've been trying to do a street closure, and I saw that, oh my God, I got a little overwhelmed. Oh my God, you have to do all those things.
A lot of steps.
Yeah, so we thought, well, let's all do it all together. And when I was honored, and I'm so privileged and grateful that they chose me to be a part of this, because Budweiser has been a part of the tap since its day one, because my dad started when it was Herd Distributing. It was called Herd. And we've gone through all the distributors, and now we have L&F.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So definitely need to check out on Thursday, April 23rd.
Yes.
Those beautiful horses
Yes.
are going to be roaming the streets downtown.
It's going to be an amazing event. It really is. And come early, because I know it's going to get really, really full.
No, it definitely is.
And we're hoping for it anyway. You can follow us on Facebook. It's the Tap Bar and Restaurant. And also my Instagram is the Tap EP. And all the postings for all our events, bands, things, the time for the horses for Thursday, and anything after that, all our events are posted daily. Lunch specials and bands for the weekends, and all the happenings at the tap.
Yeah, there's so many different things to try here.
Always, always.
Awesome. So thank you, Charlene, so much for joining us for this. Is there anything else you'd like to
No,
note?
I'm just very grateful. Thank you. It takes a village here, between my staff that that I love so much, and my customers that I love so much, because we couldn't do it without them. I appreciate all your support. The DMD is always so helpful with everything, and thank you for coming, and thank you for letting this happen.
No, well, thank you so much for having us. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about what's new and next in downtown. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.